This is a modern cycle bridge in the city of Enschede, one of the larger university cities in the east of the Netherlands, close to the German border. Enschede is one of the 5 nominees to become Best Cycling City in the Netherlands in 2014. A city with a long cycling tradition and some pioneering innovations. Simultaneous green in all directions for cycling was first introduced here. This works well on smaller junctions with a relative small amount of motor traffic and many turning movements by people cycling. Some other cities in the Netherlands followed this example, but it is still not very common. Enschede is also the first city that gave priority to cycling on roundabouts. This has been adopted as standard policy in the entire country, and roundabouts with priority for cyclists can now be found all over the Netherlands. Enschede has a very old city centre that is largely car-free now. It was heavily damaged in World War II, so many parts were reconstructed. These streets are dominated by people walking and cycling, and motor traffic has only restricted access. Motor traffic that does enter this area moves forward in a very slow pace. The city centre has excellent bicycle parking facilities, also underground. As usual in the Netherlands, people of all types and backgrounds cycle here. Enschede has a Terminus railway station, and like at many railway stations in the Netherlands, it is a challenge to organize bicycle parking well. There are indoor parking facilities, but people park outside as well. All the trees on the station square have one or more bicycles leaning to them. But at the back of the station there are still racks with open spaces. Enschede has many on-street cycle lanes, strangely enough even on recently reconstructed arterial roads. Fortunately, these lanes become protected cycle tracks where it matters most, at junctions. And there are detection loops in the surface which make sure the lights are green before you even reach them. But after the junction, the tracks become lanes again. On-street cycle lanes have disadvantages. You may have to swerve around a parking car, and trying to design a left turn may result in strange infrastructure that people cycling simply ignore. Why would you make a left turn on a track that goes to the right first, when you can take a shortcut on the carriageway? And then there is the ever-annoying parking in the cycle lane. Cycle lanes are completely unnecessary. In exactly the same space, you can have separated cycle tracks, as we can see here. Turning left from a cycle track is more intuitive, also with traffic lights. Some of the older tracks in Enschede are a bit narrow and could do with a fresh surface, but at least they have priority over all driveways and side roads. The more modern tracks are wider and do have a surface of smooth red asphalt. Some of the cycle tracks are bidirectional too. People cycling in Enschede are very polite. When they wait for a red light, they leave space open for people passing in another direction. There are many traffic light controlled junctions in Enschede, and some had rather long waiting times. But once the lights are green, you either have a free passage, or motorists are warned that they need to give priority when they turn. The latest development in cycling infrastructure is the 60-kilometer regional high-speed cycle route that starts in Enschede. Wide, direct, smooth and away from motor traffic. Cycling is convenient in Enschede, but only the jury will decide if the city is good enough to become best cycling city in the Netherlands.